Okay, well, from the 1st of April, Healthwatch has two forms. So Healthwatch England at a national level, working as a consumer champion for all users of health and social care. And then also Healthwatch locally, so there are 152 Healthwatches right across the country who are there available for their local communities to make sure that their health and social care system is designed with their needs in mind, and also that they can advocate on their behalf. Well, so we've got a role nationally to make sure that the concerns and experiences of users of health and social care are heard at a national level. And we'll do this through a mix of quantitative, qualitative surveys, through critically gathering the views of local Healthwatch, who will be in absolutely every single community across the country. But we also have a role in terms of making sure other players in the system actually engage with consumers appropriately. So we're a tiny part of this health and social care landscape, and one of the things we'll be doing is working with others to make sure that they hear the views and experiences of consumers at a very local level. Well, we've got a statutory power, which is to advise and guide systems players across health and social care. So I think we're quite unique, actually, in that we have an advisory power to local authorities, to NHS England, to CQC, to Monitor, and indeed to the Secretary of State. So by putting issues on the record and requiring a response to them, actually I think that there's quite a motive for change in there. Well, I don't think we know yet, actually, is the honest answer to that. I think that we know that where competition is introduced, it needs to be done so with some caution. It's important that consumers have choice, but with choice comes risk. So people tell us and others that what's really important is the quality of care provided, that competition doesn't threaten fundamental standards and healthcare of quality, and that when you get it rolling out, that you also recognise that you've got a specific duty for those who are vulnerable or who are in vulnerable situations to make sure that they're protected. So with one right, the right to choice, you also need others, the right to redress, the right to voice, the right to proper education. So it's important that you see choice and competition as part of a broader package that supports consumers of health and social care. Well, I think that the views are pretty mixed, actually. So one thing we know is that in general, people are pragmatic rather than ideological about providers. So when you ask them if there was quality guaranteed, do you worry about the providers? They tend to say no, actually. They can be quite pragmatic about it. However, they also tend to be conservative, and what they like is the competition in places where it already is. They have quite strong feelings about competition in certain areas, for example, hospitals. And where there is competition, I think that the thing that they say that is of paramount importance is that quality and standards don't get threatened. It also has to be said that choice and competition are not the same thing. So we have choice, for example, around GPs. So normally in a local area you have the choice of going to a GP, different GP, but they don't compete with one another. So I think it's important that we have quite a sophisticated conversation about what we mean by competition. So often competition and choice are used interchangeably when in fact they're not interchangeable. And quite often competition can lead to no choice. So you can have a competition for a contract, but actually only one provider in the area. So what's important for consumers is quality, safety, and choice is important too, but in a supported way.